What if you could help others to find the power to heal themselves? Physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
When I started teaching my classes, it was in 2002, and I was just doing the past life regressions and contacting the subconscious part. But then as the time went on and we found how powerful this was and what we could do with it, a lot of the students began saying, you know, advanced past life regression doesn't really tell what it's all about. This is so much more than that. We think you should change the name. So it was a few years ago we decided to change the name to Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique. And this is the healing technique that we've now been teaching it, well, since 2002, that's 12 years.
What if you could time travel with them? Visit mythical places or angelic realms, other worlds, other galaxies. Help others to speak to their higher selves. You can. Dolores has taught thousands of people from across the world how to use QHHT, and now you can learn her method by going directly to dolorescannon.com. And don't forget to mention the discount code MORETALKS.
Established over 100 years ago, Watkins Books is one of the world's oldest and leading independent bookshops specializing in esoterica. We have the widest selection of esoteric books in the UK, and our friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to assist you in a unique ambience of our shop. So come and visit us in the heart of London as we're open every day.
The More Show is supported by Mindscape, Paranormal and UFO Matrix magazines, available for download on all major digital platforms. The comments and views expressed on The More Show are those of the people that make them and do not necessarily reflect the view of Kevin Moore, The More Show, or this radio station and its affiliate or sponsors. This show is for entertainment purposes only.
Broadcasting from the UK and across the world online, you're now watching the UK's only alternative late night talk show, and I'm your host, Kevin Moore. For the next hour, I'll be covering subjects that will open up your mind and provide you with information you may have never heard before. On today's show, I'm joined with Dee Wallace, who is perhaps best known for her roles in several popular films, mainly in the horror genre. Her most widely seen role was as Elliot's mother Mary in the Steven Spielberg film E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Dee has authored 5 books on the subject of self-creation, consciousness creation and spirituality. She conducts a live call-in internet radio show each Sunday morning at 9 AM Pacific Standard Time and offers monthly webinars on a variety of creation subjects. Dee began her channeled healing work over 20 years ago, and she joins us today to discuss her work and more. Dee Wallace, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be back with you, Sir Kevin.
Pleasure to have you back again, and it was a number of years when you came on before, and people found your interview very empowering.
Thank you.
And just watching it back today, I thought I just watched that interview back, and it was a really good interview, and there was lots of things in there at the time I didn't pick up on, and I did not pick up on the point that Dee Wallace channels.
Oh yes, I'm a very accurate clairaudient channel. Been doing that for years. I actually have a lot of clients in the UK that do private sessions with me.
I don't even know how I missed that part of you, because this is where...
I don't either, Kevin.
I don't.
I mean, come on, get on board here.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, people will be fed up with me saying this on my program, but I've been channeling for the past year as well, and it's opened me up in ways I never thought were even possible, and doorways into a much greater reality. Absolutely. So that's why it resonates so much when I heard that part, and I think one of the prime messages of the channel, and I hope I'm not taking this out of context, is love yourself beyond anything love yourself beyond anyone or anything else. Love yourself so much that you can't do anything that doesn't make you love yourself more.
That's right. It's all about love. It was interesting. On my website, I have a free past life regression that Dolores Cannon did for me when I toured one summer. And I don't know why I ended up listening to it again the other day. But at the end, she says, what do you think Dee's message is for the world? What are you supposed to be doing here? And it was love. Tell everybody it's all about love. Just love more, love yourself more, love other people more, love the world more. It's all about love. And it was so interesting to me to hear me speaking as somebody else, kind of, and bringing out the same message. It's about a lifetime when I was a Roman soldier, and I was studying love and how you could create love and power at the same time. Very much what I'm doing now and helping people understand now. So it was fascinating to me to listen to it again.
Absolutely. And, it's really incredible the work that you're doing. Just with the channeling then, what do you think you're bringing forward? What is your connecting? What do you think you're connecting with?
Well, that's a good question. Somebody called my radio show on Sunday mornings, and they said, Dee, who do you channel? And I went, I don't know. Let's ask. I seriously had never asked. And the answer was, you channel all thought and all information and all possibility. And I went, well, for me, that's the definition of God. So I just say I channel God, and from an actor's point of view, I can tell you, if you want to get something done, you go to the executive producer. So I know that all the information is hanging out right up here for all of us. And that's what ask and ye receive really means. You got to ask for the answers, and then the answers drop in.
I think that's just so called for and so powerful what you've just said there, that you're channeling God, because that's where my channeling's gone. I was channeling what I thought was called the One. It still is in a sense, but actually it's turned into, I'm actually channeling my higher self, which is God. This
Absolutely.
Higher self is so expansive and so I am, and so knowing and undescribable in words, the power that this higher self is. It is all connected, even though it seems that there's an illusory sort of separation in different levels or unlimited frequencies to go to and all this. Put that to one side. It is this central thing as far as I can understand it, and what you've just said there is the empowerment that we all need, because when you realize that you are the source, you are channeling God, yourself, your higher self. If you want to call it something separate, that's fine, but when you do look at it from this perspective, look at what power that comes with.
Yeah, I know that we're here to learn how to create out of energy. We learned in 5th grade everything's energy, right? We learned that. Well, if everything is made out of energy, then everything is made out of God. You can call it the Force. That's what they were talking about in Star Wars. That's what they mean in the Matrix. Pick a door, any door. You can have whatever reality you want to create. But your reality is created through your direction of energy. whether it's conscious or unconscious, your world will show up around your thoughts, your perceptions, your belief patterns, which is directing the energy of you.
Now, at the time when you started channeling, what was the crisis that allowed this to come through, in a sense? What did you lose for this to happen?
Well, first of all, let me say I don't think you have to have a crisis. I don't think you have to lose anything. You have to have the intention and ask to be a clear channel and to receive the highest information with the highest knowledge and with the highest understanding. That's the tricky one, the highest understanding. What happened was my husband died suddenly of a heart attack. And I fell to my knees and I said, I don't want to be pissed off. I don't want to be a victim. I want my light back, and I want a way that we can heal ourselves. Everybody listen to those words, because that's what I asked for. And within seconds, the first message I received was use the light within you to heal yourself.
Yeah.
So, we keep going outside of ourselves for healing instead of using our own light within to create the state of health and wellness and balance and joy and love and all that.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you answered it that way, because there's no other way to answer it. That's absolutely right. You do not need a crisis. I know that yours was, in a sense, that you were not a crisis. You'd gone through, something terrible that had triggered this gift off, in a sense. But I think that we all have this ability, don't we? That actually we don't need
Absolutely.
a guru. We don't need anybody else. Our higher self always speaks to us through dreams, through intuitive feeling, through however it can get through, without being a shadow of you must do it this way, you must do it that way. It's guidance all the time. It's little markers to say, well, have you thought about this, or how about that over there? We have the power within, don't we, to find all answers.
We're the only ones that have the power within, but you have to ask. And then you have to get out of the way. We get in our way so bloody much. We get in our own way. And then we get into our head. Am I doing it right? Am I doing the right way? Right? Well, there isn't any right way to channel. I'm an actress and a dancer. So when I channel, I ask, am I going to the sheets, which are a compilation of 25 years of my work? Am I going to a book? Am I going to a movie? Am I going to a song? Am I going to a play? Right? And I'll ask somebody, just give me a movie, any movie that pops in. And as soon as it comes in, my channel makes the connection. That's because I'm an actor, For an electronics engineer, it would probably be, give me a bolt, give me a screw, give me a connection, whatever. So the world is talking to us all the time. I went for a power walk this morning, and at the end of the lane, there's a stop sign. And underneath it, somebody wrote, worrying. Stop worrying. How many of us have been thinking about something and saw a license plate that made absolute sense to the answer we were looking for? It goes on all the time, but you have to be conscious enough to hear it and understand it and know that it's sign language for the universe.
Oh, absolutely. And when people do listen to their higher selves and do listen to intuition, let's just when they do listen to intuition, that part of them that just knows, their lives just seem to flow. It does, I'm not saying it's completely easy, but manifestation starts to occur, flowing's happening because they're going with what's that that truth within that just knows what's best for us. But we deny it a lot.
When we follow that, we don't go back into our minds and see. Our minds are created to doubt. What's wrong with this? Can I trust it? Blah, 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 blah. So if you can stay connected to your heart, your open heart, and the vibration of love, you cannot go into the negative or the fear or the doubt, because your brain can only hold one focus at a time. So if you continually encourage yourself to hold your focus on love, you can't spend a lot of time in worry and doubt and fear.
Yeah, and I think for me, one of the most empowering things I've found about, that I know that I'm in connection now with my higher self is that actually, it's Kevin Moore speaking to the best part of Kevin Moore that's got all the answers. And I think that can be applied to everyone that's willing to go down this road that we've gone down.
Absolutely. Ask and you receive. What you believe is what you get. And so if you believe you can be a channel and you ask for guidance and information, I always ask through divine love, because I don't want any, BS answers from anywhere. I want to go to the executive producer. I figure he's got the truth.
Yeah.
And she. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She as well. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
He, she, it, and the whole, and the one, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And the one. That's right. Yeah. We are the one. We are the one.
Yes.
And something you're mentioning here as well, is that once we proclaim who we are, then creation, comes in. Even though, as you've said before in previous interviews, you may not be that now, whatever it is you're proclaiming. By proclaiming it, it starts the journey.
Absolutely. You have to define who you are before you become it. We all know that. We don't have a bachelor's or a master's degree, but our intention is that we take action toward it. So we are really defining the fact that we already have it. People aren't really of an understanding about that. I couldn't walk into Steven Spielberg's office and go, "Hi, Mr. Spielberg, I don't know if I can act, but can you give me the lead in E.T.?" Right? I had to walk in there going, "I'm an actress, and I am capable and willing and deserving of this part."
What is that like, though, as a celebrity? And I hate to use that word because I don't know if you like it or not. But I mean, it's someone that's in the limelight.
Oh, I am.
Yeah,
I am.
Yep, that's it. You proclaim it. And what is that like, though, as a celebrity coming forward with your truth? How has that been received by others?
Not my job. Not my job to worry about how it's received. My job is to be my authentic self. I must say that Shirley MacLaine paved a very brave way for a lot of us. But you would be surprised how many celebrities are involved in the spiritual life out here. Unfortunately, the press likes to hype all the BS of the acting profession and the dirt of the acting profession. I think I'm received really rather openly, because even when I'm channeling, I just look like me. I swear when I'm channeling. Sometimes I do my best channeling, Kevin, on a glass of red wine. And I have a way I'm funny. I have a way to say it like the girl next door. My eyes don't roll back into my head, and I don't start talking like this. I just connect to the information. Yeah. So it's like sometimes people don't even know I'm in the channel, and I think that's the greatest challenge, because we're programmed to think you have to do something different or look different or sound different in order to receive information.
But do you know what I think that is? Why there are channelers who have those will change voice, or will close their whatever it may be, or will definitely not say it's from them. We'll have a separate name. Yeah, I think that's an old paradigm of channeling in some respects, right? I respect everyone.
It is an old paradigm, and it's a way it was the bridge. The way I understand it, it was the bridge between what people could accept before, that it had to come cloaked in some kind of form like that for them to actually believe that they were receiving information from a higher place.
100%. That's exactly what my channelings told me. But my channeling said to me, it took me with free will, without it dictating, with free will, to come up with the idea that this is what I'm doing now as well, and this is the new way I'm doing it. It took, I mean, it happened from interviewing someone that really, really made me think outside the box, that this is probably what I am doing, but I see that as a gift for, that he came into my life to do that for me. But yes. I think as well, one of the biggest things here is that this all joins into your work, is that you do the channeling the way you do it because you love yourself enough to accept that you have that power. When you call, like I was doing before, that it's the one coming in, yes, it may be past life aspects of you coming through, yes, but I think, it takes a lot of self-love to really say, am I worthy to say that this is actually coming from me?
Oh, yeah, we went through, I've even got some of them up here. I allow God, I'm the frequency of God, I believe I can have God in this life. We went through all of these lesser declarations. And in a channeling session one time with some of the people I was training, the channel actually said, okay, that's it. We've given you enough time. You're God, get over it. Those were the exact words. You're God, get over it. And everybody's God. And then there was like, wait, what do you mean? ISIS is God? You bet. Everything is God energy, exploring different areas of God energy. And if we use the word creation instead of God, ISIS is taking energy and creating it in an experience of what we call evil, right? The Buddhists are taking the energy and experiencing it in the vibration that we call love. And that's the amazing blessing and opportunity and responsibility that we've been given. How do you want to take your energy as the God of you and direct that energy? Because nobody can think a thought or hold a fear or own a belief for you. You dictate that for yourself, and you change whatever doesn't work for you, no matter who gave it to you, if you're conscious enough to do that.
If you're conscious enough, and that's without any judgment, because consciousness is at different levels with no judgment. I mean, once it combines back home, obviously we're all the same. That's my perception of it, in the end. But I mean, down here, we're different levels for different reasons, maybe. But like you say, if we don't direct our energy, it will be directed by other people's energy.
Oh yes, if you're not conscious, absolutely. Your energy gets directed by the fears and the societal pressures and the belief systems that were passed down to you, all of those. Here in America, we are literally hypnotized to be sick. We have 3 advertisements every television break about pharmaceuticals and the diseases that we have, and it's a real epidemic here. I travel all over the world shooting. I never see pharmaceuticals. I don't know, do you have a lot of them in the UK?
No, not as much as in America.
Yeah, and so if you're not, what happens is you're just watching TV and the commercials come on, and you think you're not taking anything in, but you're hearing all about sickness and the fear about it and what age you'll probably get it, while they're connecting scenes of love and happiness with it. And so subconsciously, what your subconscious says is, oh, being sick means love.
Yeah.
Being sick means happy.
Yeah.
And, you know, I make a point to watch those ads and go, in my life, I'm creating health. Thank you very much. I'm claiming divine love around health and wellness for myself, my family, and everybody in the world. I do the work when I watch TV.
Yes, yes. Do you think it's harder for some people to fully, be in love with themselves when they don't like certain aspects of themselves? And what's one way to heal that? To have real acceptance in the moment of, this is me, I have to accept myself and really just appreciate everything I have, even though I may not like parts of myself, and maybe work on why you don't like those parts?
Well, first of all, let me speak to the fact that most of us, and this is a good example of sins of the fathers, we are never taught to love ourselves. Love your neighbor as yourself. There's no teaching about how to love yourself. And society teaches parents that if they're going to do the right thing for their children, they should teach them not to be selfish, not to think about themselves, give their toys away, get out of the sandbox, let the other kid in, blah, blah, blah. And then we get to be 20 and 30 in the therapist's office and we go, I don't know. I don't know why I can't just do it. Well, you can't do it because you were never given the right to do it. And so how the brain works, and again, we were talking about the fact that a child's brain is pretty much done. Your brain is pretty much done between 4 and 7 years old. Done, especially how you see yourself in the world. So our brain is taught at a very early age right now, the way most parents are raising their children, and certainly the way we were raised. Our brains were taught, you have to give yourself up to be loved. You have to give yourself up to get what you want. And so what happens then is your brain starts looking out into the world going, okay, that's what I believe. So I'm going to find all the places in my life and in the world where that's true. It's like putting it into a computer. Your brain can't go, wait, is that true? Let me look out in the world and see if it's true. It has to look out and match, right, what it believes. And so I tell all of my clients, if you really want some insight around what's running you and why you cannot break through your blocks, look at your life, what you were taught, and both your parents' and grandparents' lives from the time you were 7 years old back to conception. In Bruce Lipton's book, Biology of Belief, he is doing the study of epigenetics, which is our belief systems create our cellular makeup. They literally have scientific proof now that the state that the parents were in, what was going on with the parents when they were carrying the child, affected the development of the cellular makeup of the child. So the more you can gather information about those first formative years of your life, the more you're going to see, wow, this isn't my idea, this isn't my belief, and I don't want it anymore. This isn't working for me. And that's why I created My Little Bear.
Yes, I wanted to get into that as well. Yes, the little bear, that's right. Where did this inspiration come from? Well, I suppose it's come from the work, but I mean, what drove you to do this?
Well, what drove me to do it is thousands and thousands of students that I've taught. I taught high school, had my own acting studio, my own dance studio. And then when I started this work over 25 years ago, I've done thousands of intuitive life coaching, channeling sessions. And I started to really hone in on the fact that the reason, the common thread that went through everyone is that they did not love who they were and honor who they were. And then I got into all this brain science study and started putting it together. And I said, I got to reach the kids. I've got to reach the kids because, you know, it doesn't matter if the family's poor or rich. This goes across all socioeconomic barriers. This belief that we have to teach the child to shut himself down, not be authentic, and fit in, right? And so I created Buppa. Here's my little bear, Buppalopaloo.
Yeah.
And what it does is, this doesn't have any batteries in it, this one, but the child pushes the paw. It has 14 really empowering messages in it, like, I love my body. And the child says it back to the bear. I love my body. I am so loved. I am so loved. I mean, how many of us can say that? I absolutely know how loved I am in this world, right? So it brings together repetition, which we know creates brain synapses. It brings together a love and joy experience, strong first-person statements. Some people call it affirmations, but if you don't have affirmations with a feeling of joy and love, things don't get created as rapidly or as fully as. So it brings all of that together. The other paw, they can record their own message in, or the parent can record a message in. And I'm starting to, and I have no proof of this, but I'm starting to get emails from parents whose children are on the autistic spectrum saying how much they are identifying and using the bear. So my hope is that I am attracting right now, let me just say it that way, the person or the organization that can help me test to see if Buppalopaloo surpasses, you know, that connection with the autistic child.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great toy, and especially a toy that empowers kids as well. You don't see many of them.
You don't. Look, I just donated 100 bears to First 5 California. They have a lot of ads on television now. Speak to your child, sing to your child, read to your child. What you do the first 5 years of your child's life affects him for life. And on the video that's on buppabear.com, I quote a psychologist that says, if there's one thing you can do for your child to create success in every subject of his life, teach him how to love himself. And now I've got adults buying it for themselves so that they can help retrain the child within them, you know. So I know it's a divine idea. I know that. I'm waiting for someone with a lot of money who can help me get it out there in a bigger way to know it, you know. We also have a nonprofit arm, so if anybody knows of a place that would be a great place to donate some of these beers, please let me know over my website.
Okay. And we're putting the website up there now as well. And these are available on Amazon as well, and directly from yourself? Yes.
You can order them on my website. You can go to Buppa, Buppa, bear.com, or you can go to Amazon and just type in Buppa and it should come up.
And I love that you're proclaiming exactly what the creation is that you want to create here as well. That's so powerful. Because again, you know, how many books have you done as well now?
I have 5 books.
5 books, yeah.
5 books on the art of creation. Bright Light is actually kind of an autobiography told through the journey of my career. Conscious Creation is the first book. All of them are channeled Bright Light has a lot of channeling in it, but it's more of an autobiography.
Oh, right. Okay. Wonderful. And again, we're putting the books up on the screen now, and these are available directly from Dee's website, and of course, which is on the screen now, and all good bookstores, and Amazon as well.
They can get them on Amazon.
Amazon's got the books on there as well, and the links will just be underneath this video as well. So there were channeled material within there. That's fascinating. That is, because it's very you say it so simply but so beautifully as well. It's so powerful. What some of the quotes in there as well. You talk about as well when you look away from what appears to be the reality and create the one that you wish. So yes, it may appear that right now, okay, I don't have whatever it is that you're looking to attract, but if you say you already have it, then you're bringing it forth.
Yes, and let's explain that a little bit though for everybody. Again, you have to define who you are before you become who you are, right? I had to say I am an actress. Even before I took my first acting class, my intention is that I am an actress. And it's important because people have to understand you don't create in the future, but that's where we think the creation is. You're creating right here, right now, in this moment. This is where you have to start your creation. So yes, you have to proclaim it now and focus on it and hold your focus on it, and then the material starts developing. It's quite magical and miraculous to watch it work. But for example, those of you that might be dealing with illness right now, you can't create, and this is science as well as spirituality. You cannot create health and wellness while you're focused on a sickness. And it's a challenge, I know, when you're in pain, when you have cancer, when you're being challenged to be off balance and go into fear. Use the light of you. Work with the light of you while you're doing everything else you need to do on this plane. Work with the light of you to create health and wellness, the balance and the vibration and the frequency of health and wellness. And if you bring in the feeling of love, you will see some pretty miraculous changes in your body and your mind. Again, if anybody wants to really get substantiated scientific proof of this, pick up Bruce Lipton's Biology of Belief. But they, direct the stem cells within you. And stem cells, are capable of becoming anything. They can become bone cells. They can become heart cells. Right? So if energy needs direction, it stands to reason then that we can take our stem cells and direct them into the healthy, balanced cells that we want in our bodies to keep ourselves in alignment with divine love, alignment with energy, alignment with health and wellness, right? That's the direction of our energy that we're choosing.
Yes, and it's hard sometimes, isn't it, to remain within this space, because we get so, well, some of us, we tend to go back, drift in the past, or we're in the future. We're not always in present moment with this work, and life will test us. How do you bring yourself back, in a sense? Is there only one way forward, that is present moment?
Well, the only moment that you have to deal with is this moment. I have a lot of tools on my website to do just that. But one of the easiest ones is start laughing. Just start laughing. Because you've got to disconnect from the fear. You've got to disconnect from the focus. And you actors know this. If you want to get out of an emotion quickly, think of a color. Like think of red. It'll help you shift out of your emotion. So that the intention you want is to bring yourself back into balance so that you can make a choice. If you're in fear or in reaction, you can't make a choice to do something else. So laugh, think of a color. I have a great program on my site called the 4 Cornerstones. That if you practice the 4 Cornerstones, it brings you back into the moment of now so that you can really move into creation. You can actually, if you're more intellectual, stop and go, okay, what am I doing? Right now, I'm scared. I'm really scared with the news I got. Okay, so I know that being scared isn't going to create the state that I want. I know that because scared and love are 2 different things, and love is what creates and heals everything. So, okay, so what do I want? I want not to feel sad and scared. I want to feel more love. So I train everybody, and it's really easy. Like I'll do it with you right now, Kevin. Find your love place. Something that when you think of it, bam, your heart opens and you just go to love. An animal, a pet is a great thing to use. A baby in your life that's so special. A beautiful sunset or rainbow or experience nature. Do you have it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. My love. Do you know what? It's probably when I'm in meditation and I'm sort of, in that space of what I call home, the spiritual dimension.
Okay, so you can get in touch with that immediately.
I can. It's more of a case. I there's a door, and I go through that door, and then I'm connected then.
Yeah, but you know the state that you get to. And you can go, I'm testing this. So everybody out there that's listening, find a place of love within yourself, because I want to show you how easy this is.
That's a good question. A place of love for myself. Wow. If it's not.
Have you ever had a pet,
yes,
darling?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Okay then. All
okay.
Right. One of my.
There you go.
One of my pets then. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever created that beautiful laugh, and that's the shift you want. Okay, now everybody's got their love place. Now think of something that you hate, or somebody that's done you an injustice, or something that you're very afraid of right now, and let yourself go into that and feel that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, now go back to your love place. Go back to your love place. And fill yourself up with that experience. While you are in that experience, can you feel the hate?
No.
No. Your brain can only hold one focus at a time. So it's a choice, and you have to choose, and that's how we create ourselves consciously. But if you can choose to shift, no, I am not going to be this way. This way, how I'm feeling now makes my blood pressure go up. It creates more inflammation in my body. The charge that I'm sending out to the universe is anger and fear. And I know I'm a radio signal with the universe, and I'm going to get that back. I don't want that. What I want is joy and peace and love and harmony. And I can create that like that.
Yep, you can, by just going into to that aspect of you, definitely. And do you think to get to that place as well, that's living your purpose, having direction, are they the same thing?
I think our purpose on this life is to learn that we are responsible for our own creation while we're in embodiment. Now, that's not to say that the one, the force, God, divine love, whatever your term is, and by the way, The one energy doesn't care what you call it. It's the creative force that works in partnership with us. But it says very clearly in the I Am discourses, the divine energy cannot intercede on your behalf without your clear direction. So ask and ye receive. Ask in the original Hebrew was claim or demand. You will deliver this to me. And then the energy can go, okay, I know what you want, let's go.
Yes. And it's getting to that point in you, isn't it, that you feel gives you some sort of, it really drives your purpose. Like, what is it that really turns me on, that I'd love to do, that, you know, is going to be a higher expression of myself? It doesn't really matter what it is, but, you know, something that you would really love to do. Most of us think we can't get to that space because, you know, we have to do other things because, you know, that's just what we have to do. But
because we don't love ourselves enough to give us the right to do it.
Absolutely.
You know, and again, you have to know you're worthy. You have to know you're worthy, and that you're special, right? And that you were given the right to ask for anything you want.
Yeah, and this is the core of your work again. You know, how do I love myself more today? That's something you ask yourself every day, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I get up and I don't ask myself. I say my intention today is to love myself more. Give me every opportunity to know the love for myself. Because let me tell you, when we get up and look in the mirror and we can all go, hi, you're wonderful and you're magnificent and I love you and you are special in this world, nobody's going to want to go join ISIS.
No. And, you know, there may be... Well, do you believe in life being... that there's some sort of life plans before we come down into the sense that, you know, if we're going to be born into a restrictive environment for whatever reason, that's where we're going to head to. But we do have the free will to move away from that. But there is sometimes a bigger picture playing out.
I think we come back for experiences in a lot of different physical modalities, yes. But no matter where you are, whether you get out of it, that's one way of creating what you want. But another way is coming to peace and acceptance of it. And, you know, like the Buddha says, if you have to soothe somebody on this plane, soothe them. Just do it from the state of love. You know? Yeah. So if I am caught in a situation that I don't like, my choice of reaction and my choice of where I keep my vibration is what we're here to learn. Because then that creates
right, but that must be
other
tested
things.
for you. I mean, you must, you know, yes, it's like, you know, you must, day to day. There's tests and that really, you know, say, are you in that space? Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I like to use the word challenges instead of tests because
Absolutely.
It's kind of negative. You know, we're all being challenged, and you know, Kevin, we're all challenging ourselves. The first class I ever taught on this, the channel said, the very thing you are wanting to create in your life, you are holding yourself back from doing. Nobody else. It looks like everybody else. It looks like the world. But you have to understand, again, that the beliefs that your life has been created on, you had before you were 7 years old. And your brain has been going out all your life and going, where does it match my beliefs? Where does it oh, there, see, it's real. My belief's real because I can see it happening over there. Somebody else has a different belief. They don't see that. They see their belief and substantiate
Yeah,
it.
I really do love your work, because you're channeling the teaching that's coming through in it, because it's all obviously teaching, is very much in the now. It's not about where we go and what happens. That's other people's work. Your work is very much about in the moment now. How do I make the moment now better? How does this teaching information improve the moment now?
Well, and it's the moment of now that makes up your life.
And you'll make it.
So if you handle the moment of now, your life is going to end up a lot more where you want it to be.
Yeah, and it's just
isn't
what
it?
I'm being told as well, again and again. What would love do in the moment now? What would love do next? What would how? Yeah, it's
Yes.
it said to me last night when I was doing a practice channeling that our soul is another word for it is love. Another word for it is love. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, one of the first things we're taught, in Christians' Bible schools is God is love. The words are interchangeable, God and love. But, religion has taken the word God and made it a person in the sky. And I could never understand God is love, but you have to be fearful of him. That never made any sense to me at all.
God love, yeah.
And the fear comes from what man has done with God's message. And it's not right. It's not correct. It's a false.
Yeah. Well, God is love.
teaching.
God is, loves you unconditionally. But if you're gay, I'm afraid that is a bit of a problem. But God is love. God loves you. Yeah, I know. It's with so many conditions, and actually, love comes with no conditions.
Absolutely, especially toward yourself. Speaking of gay, I have a client. I'm not a doctor. I have a client who had full-blown, they gave him about a year, right? And he has no more AIDS now. He is HIV positive, living with it very successfully. That was like 4 years ago, because we did so much work on loving himself and accepting who he was. Whether anybody else wanted to accept him or not, he accepted who he was and celebrated who he was, and his count went down.
The thing is, right, on your website, there's so much you do. There really is. You'll combine the healing and the channeling with the acting and everything else that you're doing. It really is amazing. I was blown away just what you're up to. But people can get in contact with you for a private reading over Skype.
Oh, absolutely. I do private readings 3 or 4 times every day during the week. So you just email me and we'll set it up. And I see all the emails. I answer the emails or give my assistant the answer to the emails to write out for me. So I'm very available to everybody. It's amazing with everything I do, but I was very clear that I did not want to be one of those people that was in it for the hype. I'm in it to serve. And that's my highest intention, is to serve. Oh,
you are. Just as someone like Edgar Casey said, it's about the service. It really is. And with you, I can tell straight away, you're not trying to be no guru. You're about giving, you're about giving people back their power.
Oh my gosh, yes. My whole journey is, it's all about you. You've had the power all along, Dorothy, as they say in the Wizard of Oz, right? And E.T., did he use the children to help him? Absolutely. But he decided he was going to get home.
I love that. Yeah, I love the movie.
And he did.
It's a great movie. It really is. Really
Thank
is.
you.
And it's timeless.
And by no mistake I did it, by the way.
No. Yeah. It's given you a platform, hasn't it?
Well, it's given me a platform, but more than that, I think the movie says what I've come to know is the truth in my teaching. You have to keep your heart open. You have to keep your heart light on. right? And then you get to go home. The home of you, the truth of you, the power of you, right? You all are so much more powerful than you ever imagined. And the freedom of it, like what you're experiencing now, Kevin, is, well, it's nothing short of amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely not.
It's
and
amazing.
I did not expect you to be going down the same road as what I've just shifted to as well. You really are, I would say, one of the new sort of paradigm of channelers. You may not like that, and I think it's just a way to sort of separate it, to say that there is another way forward for channeling, and I think you represent that as well, definitely. I think the ancient wisdoms people would have known about it, but it's being re-remembered now, and you are that. So, yeah.
Thank you. I will accept that definition.
Good.
Kevin, thank you. And the beauty is we can all be that, all of us. You have to ask, you have to hold the intention, and then you have to trust yourself. Boy, do you have to trust yourself.
I know we're way over time, but just for those who will be saying to themselves, yeah, but how do you do it? It's as simple as this, and you can say whether this is the same for you. I just, I'll just close my eyes. A door will appear, I'll open the door, I'll go through it, I can open my eyes back again, and then I'm just waiting just to hear, and it just comes as a voice in my right hand side. That's it for me. It may be a different process for anyone else out there, but it's that voice, is your voice. That's your higher self talking. That's God.
Yes, absolutely. And some people, I also see pictures. They'll ask for, because I'm an actress, give me a movie, give me a song. Somebody gives me the first thing that comes in, and I'm able to connect it because that's how I see the world, through creative eyes, right? So you just have to trust that everything is going to come through for you in the way that you can understand. And if you start out, I want and demand the highest information with the highest knowledge and the highest understanding through divine love. You get out of your way with that direction, you cannot get lower information. You can't, because you've directed exactly what you've wanted. I have a free class on AM Dee Wallace too, on how to use the pendulum, if anybody's interested. It's
right.
free.
Okay, yeah, because that's. I was just going to ask you your website. That's it there. The website's been coming up on the screen. Yeah, absolutely. So they'll be able to get you through there as well. Well, I was going to say to you, what's the most important message? You've already answered it. I just really appreciate Exactly. I so appreciate you coming on the show and giving us this time right now and sharing this with the audience. It's just been inspiring to have you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I live to share this message, so thank you. Much love to everybody.
Well, we've come to an end on tonight's show. Don't forget that you can listen and watch all our past interviews on The More Show's official YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for new daily shows. You may also find out more on all past and upcoming guests on the show via themoreshow.co.uk, and do like us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest updates. So until next time, be safe.